It's another pleasant day in the Federation of St. Christopher and Nevis. I want to say welcome to all the viewers and listeners around the globe. We say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, in whatever time zone you are. Welcome to another presentation of Voices. You're logged on to Win FM 98.9 on your FM dial. My name is Socrates. I'll be your presenter today. I have a very young and dynamic guest in the studio.
Campari, the 3 parts grapefruit soda. Drink at the bar, on the beach, or when a girl reach. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Are you ready for the summer? Need a plan like no other. Stay connected when you're on the go.
Sign up for internet and get 1 month free, plus a chance to pay $0 for the rest of the year. Plus, get a chance to win free data, gas vouchers, $500 cash weekly, grocery vouchers, Fed tickets, and more.
Switch over to Flow.
Guess what? We're back and we're locked and loaded for another episode, presentation of Voices. Let me start with salutations. I just got a text from Rosemary up there in New York City. She is locked on. Chris Collins, no doubt. Jennifer over there in Atlanta. Catherine in Canada. Petra Williams in Antigua with a late night conversation. Amber over in Anguilla. Just about all the folks who are fans of the program. Thank you for logging on to WinFM 98.9 for another chit chat on Voices. Of course, we have the local contingent, Sister Henry. And there was a lady who was speaking to yesterday, said she's so enamored with you and your presentation. Carl Brown, Culture, the whole crew. Welcome to another presentation of Voices. Before I get into the meat of today's presentation, I would like to share this with the listening public. I am just back from we're taking part in the inaugural presentation, plaque sharing with the captain of the Seabourn Pursuit. I gotta get it right. Seabourn Pursuit, and it's docked over at Friars Bay at the Carambola Beach Club. There was a plaque exchange ceremony that ship would have brought some 233 passengers. The first for the 2023-2024 cruise season. The minister, Marsha Hendrickson, would have made a presentation welcoming the captain, and his name is Captain Marin. P.S. Biola Moore was there representing Casper. No, is it Casper? Yes. And then we had Miss Julie Charles representing UDC. And other functionaries, we have the agent from the Little Walwyn, and we had, of course, the passengers embarking. I think we have some concerns when the ships come and dock directly over there, and we complain, but they're offering them a boutique experience that cannot be found anywhere else on the island. We have to try to understand that and welcome all our guests, etc., etc., etc. So that's ongoing at the moment. That ship is the first call to sink it, so there was the inaugural welcoming ceremony of the Seabourn Pursuit, and it brought with us today, to the shores today, 233 passengers. So I was there representing the taxi fraternity, and other persons were representing the relevant agencies. So we are off to the start of the 2023-2024 cruise season. Now to the issue at hand. On Sunday last, I was privy to meet a very young and dynamic lady who hails from my neck of the woods, and I had no idea that she existed because I live in a cocoon. That being said, I was so much impressed with her what I call her next level vision for, I would say, farming. Last weekend, I had in the studio a farmer, and he was speaking about the challenges he's facing with getting assistance from the government. We've heard that repeated time and time again. So I wasn't really looking to hear that from this person. What I got from her is that, yes, but I want to take farming and nutrition to a next level. And so I actually invited her here today to present on that. There's a song she requested that I didn't have at hand. And it says about what? Diabetes, hypertension. The song is called Salty, Fatty, and Sweet. I may have it on my phone. So if Trent don't find it in the interim, I'll be able to go across during one of the breaks and present that to him. So let's welcome to the studios of WINNFM 98.9. Is it Urta? That's how it's pronounced? Yeah. Okay. Mistress Urta Shiverton. And this is a brief bio of her, claim to fame. She is not just an entrepreneur. She's a force of nature with a profound commitment to her community and the environment. As the founder of Kitchen Bloom, that's the name of the company, she's on a mission to revolutionize the way we think about fresh produce, sustainability, and community engagement. Urta's journey is driven by a deep love for her home in St. Kitts and Nevis, and I believe that everyone, regardless of their background, deserves access to a healthy food. She's witnessed the challenges her region faces with pesticides-laden produce and is determined to change that narrative. With Kitchen Bloom, Urta combines a passion for organic and sustainable farming with innovative environmental education and community engagement. She believes in not just growing delicious produce, but also conserving the environment, fostering education, and nurturing a sense of community. Urta's vision extends far beyond business. It's a movement towards greener, healthier, and more prosperous St. Kitts and Nevis. Join her on this exciting journey as she reshapes the future of sustainable agriculture in her region. Tune in to hear Urta Shiverton's inspiring story and her vision for a brighter, more sustainable future. Welcome to the studios of WINNFM. As I would say, to step up to the mic and let's hear your claim to fame. Let me help you there. Can reach you? Okay.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes, Urta, welcome to the studios, and the audience is yours. So it's your job now to tell them why they should listen to you. Why they I believe in your vision, really. So it's for you to represent all the hard work, your vision, and what you've put in place, and how you want people to share. And actually, I think it's next level, and people will be interested to hear what you have to say.
All right. Well, my name is Urta Shiverton. I am a farmer. I started farming a few years ago, officially, I'll say this year, but I was always a backyard gardener. And I started farming, you will say relentlessly, more so, during COVID when we were home and we had those wonderful times.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Those wonderful
Time
days
to get creative.
Yes, of staying at home. And so I started growing more fruits and vegetables and flowers and started to produce them on a larger scale and giving them to my friends and family. And they were so overjoyed in having received the wonderful fresh fruits and vegetables. And I said, well, maybe I'm on to something here. So I had a piece of land that was, it was just vacant. And I decided, what if I just start intensively to farm on this plot of land? And that's exactly what I did. And out of that, came Kitchen Bloom. So Kitchen Bloom is a farm. It's located in Duas Estate specifically.
For those of us who don't know where Duas is, can you please enlighten us?
Duas is in Buckley's extension area, that is up from the roundabout from the movies.
Okay.
So it's in that area. And you will say that it's in the urban area, so I have some challenges with water, but those were overcome recently because I was able to get some water supply from the government, as well as I've been harvesting my own water, my own rainwater. So those water challenges, you could say, they are gone.
Okay.
Yes. But at Kitish and Bloom, what I focus on growing, I grow melons, I grow different type of melons, sun melons, watermelons, cantaloupes, and I grow cucumbers as well as lettuce, what we call green onions or scallions, and sweet peppers, tomatoes. And one of the amazing throwbacks also is that I grow flowers. I specialize in growing sunflowers especially, and I offer bouquets to persons as well, and I also wholesale to some flower shops here in St.
I
Kitts.
believe that's a rather underrated industry.
Mm-hmm.
Just about every function you attend, there are floral presentation designs.
Mm-hmm.
From funerals to weddings, the birthday parties to conventions, wherever you're going to find, and we don't really realize the industry that it represents, so I'm happy to hear that.
Yes, one of the key things I recognized during COVID is that because we had the reduction on imports, it was very difficult for persons to get fresh flowers in, especially when we had a lot of funerals during that time. So what the florists had to do is they had to go to artificial flowers. And most of the flowers...
I didn't know that we imported flowers. I thought we had abundant supply here.
No. We import most of the cut flowers, they're imported.
Wow.
Roses, mostly roses, it's carnations, asters, all of the fillers, most of them are imported.
Imported, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So you could say about 95%, between 90 and 95% of the flowers that you see in bouquets, they're imported.
So you thought you were trying to fill that void?
Yes, that was part of the idea, to fill that void. So what I decided to do is that I took a flower planting course online, and I was able to upskill myself quickly about the production of flowers and the care of flowers from seeding to
That is why you
harvest.
call it dynamic. You ever change in upgrading your skill set?
Well, I believe in lifelong learning. So
All right.
it's something that I just love to do. I love reading, I love learning. And as part of my ongoing training, it's a prerequisite that I do lifelong learning. I am also a certified project manager. I have what you call a PMP qualification, and part of the program is that you have to do ongoing learning for life.
Okay.
So that is key.
So do continue. Sorry for interrupting you, but I was just impressed.
So I did the flower course, and I learned a lot, and that kind of encouraged me and enthused me to even delve more into flower production. And so I'm doing that right now. I started growing a wide range of flowers, but I've now realized that I need to be more specialized.
Okay.
So I'm trying to grow just a few and specialize, especially in sunflowers. Now, most persons will think,
and it's more technical. But when we hear about farmers, we have a vision because of how we were raised and what we saw around us,
yes,
right? Well, as a matter of fact, we have more women now into farming today as a business, as an industry, than, say, 10, 20 years ago.
that's true.
And so when you said I'm a farmer, I'm looking for where the dirt under the fingernails and stuff like that. Because a lot of young people moved away from that because of the image and the stigma of seeing old grandparents trotting up the hill to go, mountain going and so on. So we didn't want that. So we have a young, more educated, in terms of academics, but we don't have a lot of people with the skill set of pursuing farming in the way that you would have done it.
Okay, well, I had an unfair advantage in that my background is technology. I have worked for the government of St. Kitts and Nevis for the last 28 years, and I started in agriculture. I started as a teacher of agricultural science at Sandy Point High School, and now I am at the Department of Technology. So my background in technology has influenced me a lot when it comes to agriculture, because I have had the opportunity to visit many countries, including Taiwan and Korea, where I saw the application of technology to the farming sector. And there I was so
Inspired?
inspired is an underwhelming word.
Challenge?
Yes. I will say inspired for now. Okay? I was inspired because how they apply technology to the farming sector there, it's just revolutionary. From the standpoint that they don't just farm and just hope for the best. They control all of the aspects of farming.
These elements?
And all of the elements, and they have used technology to bolster their production.
Still remaining organic?
Still remain organic, yes.
Okay. So no
to some
chemically
extent.
induced growth hormones, stuff like that?
No.
Okay.
No. I've been to warehouses, huge warehouses. You're from the outside, just look like a normal warehouse, and your production that you see there in these huge warehouses.
Like a greenhouse?
Yeah, they're greenhouses in a sense. Yes, because they're growing green food, right? But not in the traditional sense. There, every aspect of the production is controlled, from lighting to irrigation,
Temperature control
to
through lighting.
fertigation, temperature control, humidity control. So all of it is controlled in a scientific way, where basically the computers control the environment. Now, so you see those applications where it is fully controlled. Also, I've also seen applications outside. Even I had the opportunity to visit Dubai, and there you see the production within greenhouses, within shade houses, and the production there, even though the conditions outside are so harsh, they're able to control the atmosphere where the plants are being produced to the extent where you're able to have the best production where you wouldn't think that it's
Best
possible.
results?
Yeah.
Now, so your approach with your background in technology is innovative, because what you explained to me, even with the sweet peppers and all that. So you're here to find the difference between yourself, your approach, and the other farmers, and where you want to take this vision, and how it impacts our health, which is the most important thing.
Well, my main focus right now is to bridge that gap, and to help bridge that gap between technology and agriculture, and help farmers through education and through the demonstration, through what is going on at my farm, to teach them, to re-educate them, to show them a new way, to basically lead them along the path of a new transformation of agriculture through the use of technology applications.
So where does salty, fatty, and sweet comes into this?
Salty, fatty, and sweet come into it because there is an alignment between organic farming and health, and our health. What the studies have shown is that the studies have shown that the type of foods that we eat is aligned to our health in terms of the rise in the non-communicable diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and so on, and obesity as well. So the healthier you eat, the healthier the nation, the reduced those rates will be in diabetes, hypertension, and...
Okay. We're going to pause at this time to give Caesar some credit. And when we return, we'll continue because this is very informative. And then afterward, we're going to open the lines to the public to see who wants to weigh in with their opinions or suggestions, etc. It's called Voices, but we would like to stay on topic for at least the first half of this morning presentation. We take it downtown Trent.
Are you ready for the summer? Need a plan like no other. Stay connected when you're on the go.
Sign up for internet and get 1 month free, plus a chance to pay $0 for the rest of the year. Plus, get a chance to win free data, gas vouchers, $500 cash weekly, grocery vouchers, Fed tickets, and more.
Switch over to Flow.
If you need protection, you'll need one who you can trust. To secure your investment, you'll need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind.
You're always safe with us.
Rams the good food people, always there to serve you. Rams the good food people, locations right near you. Rams the good food people, in-store specials for you. Rams the good food people. Rams. When you need better service, Rams is always here. Better value, better prices. Rams is always here. Rewarding your loyalty. Rams is always here. We are community. We are family. We are family. Rams for you and me. We are community. Rams for you and me.
We're back with a presentation of Voices. It's Friday, the 6th of October. And I was reminded during the interim, well, actually corrected, in my earlier presentation, opening remarks, I mentioned Miss Abiola Moore and described her as being the PS at Casper. I was reliably informed, though, she's actually the CEO. So my apologies. I was referring to the reception for the Seaborne Pursuit that docked at South Frisbee this morning. And I was there as part of the plaque exchange ceremony. It's an inaugural visit for that particular ship. And so in making my remarks, I did refer to Ms. Moore as the PS. I stand corrected. She's actually the CEO of Casper. And we're here today speaking with a very young and dynamic, I want to say very young, dynamic personality of Miss Urta Shiverton. And she's presenting on farming, marine technology with farming. And I know she came armed to inform us as to the next level in terms of nutrition and how we should approach that aspect of sustainable development, giving, of course, credit to the environment. Microphone. Did you find it, Trent? I bet you know. I give it to you. Yes, Miss Shiverton.
Okay, before the break, you asked me about the link between nutrition and healthy lifestyles and farming. And
And I don't know where you went from the mic.
oh, I'm sorry. Must be better now?
Go ahead, yes, yes. better.
Okay. I was saying before the break, we spoke about nutrition and it's linked to healthy lifestyles and farming.
Yes, it did.
And there are some resources that I found online, and these are from the Global Nutrition Report.org. So for anyone wanting to look for that information, you can search for globalnutritionreport.org. Specifically, you can identify St. Kitts as the country for that report. And in those reports, they give us data from 2000 to 2020, where they speak about diabetes and high blood pressure. And what we see there is that for male and female, there is an upward trajectory increasing
For males and females.
from, yes,
Okay.
for males and females. So let me give you an example. In 2000, for males, we had about 8% of males suffering from high blood pressure and diabetes, adult males. However, in 2020, those results went as high as almost 14%. It was about 13%. So we went from 8% to 13%. And in female, it went from 11% in 2000 to 19% in 2020. So that is the rise in high blood pressure and diabetes for males and females. Likewise, for obesity, our males went from almost 1% obese for our population in 2000 to 14% obese in 2020. But over that same period, females were 20% obese in 2000 to 40% obese in 2020.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, we on the ground, so we know we can assume what informs that. What's your information on that as to why? Deal with our own demographic.
The information to that as to why I think is the change in our eating habits. We are eating a lot more processed foods. We, even in terms of our culture, we are not eating a lot of the traditional foods. We are eating a lot more US, what we will call the US-based
The fast
foods,
food
the
diet.
fast foods and so on. Even in children, the studies are showing that in 2000, we went from about 5% obesity to now in 2020, they were as high as 15%.
When you look at some of the drinks and stuff that some parents put in the school bags of their children, is really, really poisoning the system. A lot of those box drinks, too sweet, and all the different things, and all the candies and all the chocolate bar to go to school with. Why don't they have that education?
Well, I know there was some work by the Ministry of Education to help to reduce that. I know within the daycare centers, they were encouraged to include snacks as fruits and veggie snacks.
Based?
Yes, within the packages that were sent for children. And at primary schools, the vendors were discouraged from vending on the insides of the schools. So
foods.
the children will have to go on the outsides to buy.
Still given a choice.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So, given your approach to this, I asked you a question yesterday. I'm not going to ask you now, but terms your vision for what you've started. What does it entail?
My vision entails the provision of organic, pesticide-free foods, having a local alternative towards the imported foods that we have.
Okay. And how do you go about that?
One, through the initial production of those foods and sale of those foods, fruits and vegetables. And two, through community engagement by having workshops with youth, children, adults, also with farmers to help in the re-education to speak towards sustainable farming methods versus the high use of pesticides and fertilizers that are not organic.
Should there be a collaborative outreach with the Ministry of Health and the Department of Education in terms of getting that information into the schools?
I think yes, I think we need to do so. Right now, what I've been doing in terms of the education, I've been working a lot with small groups. So I have had workshops with small groups of children from my church, from the community close around me. There's a daycare that is very close to the farm. So I've been having workshops with them. I also have a workshop with an annual workshop that is held by Anastasia Elliott. I am a staff.
I know her actually,
Yes.
and her mom actually is also part of this. I'm going to step next door to the engineer to give him the song that you asked for, and I'll let you speak to our people until I get back. So go ahead and make a presentation.
Oh, wow. But what I would like to encourage persons in St. Kitts to do is to look for options that are local, if possible, look for options that are organic, and look for options that are pesticide-free. Because what the studies are revealing is that most of the foods that we are eating, they have a high content of pesticides, and the fertilizers that are used, they are synthetic fertilizers. So those are affecting our general health, and those are lending rise to the high rise in cancer cases that we're seeing. And what we need to do is to basically try to go back to our cultural roots and try to do some subsistence farming if we can. And if we can't, what we need to do is to grow the ecosystem that we have here and encourage organic local farming.
Yeah, but what you're
There are
purporting is
some-
not yet available to the public. Your next
Some-
level thing. Is it?
Some of it, yes, it's available to the public. I'm also involved in the St. Kitts Nevis Backyard Gardeners Association.
We have that?
Yes,
Beautiful.
we do. And that group encourages persons and help them with backyard gardening. And it is a support group. There are workshops. Do
they have an outlet? If I want to support them, where would I find their produce?
We have a WhatsApp group.
So you share amongst yourself?
So we share amongst ourselves.
So you're not really marketing to the public as yet. It's just a backyard group that you share amongst yourself.
Yes. And there's also a St. Kitts Nevis backyard gardeners group that you can join on. It's on Facebook, so you can look for the resources on Facebook as well.
Okay. I gave this song to Trent, and it's going to be queued up momentarily. So let's open the phone line and see if we have anyone who want to join us. 662-0989, 466-0989, and 762-0989. The phone lines are open. We're talking about, I just call it next level farming in terms of the marriage between technology and healthier eating. We're talking about the non-communicable disease like maladies like diabetes, hypertension, etc. Triggered by what we eat. Obesity is one of the biggest triggers, and so the whole thing is designed to get our people to eat healthier. You've seen the need, like many others. I am impressed by your approach, and So my question is, where can we find your stuff? What's your time frame to be doing like mass marketing?
Well, my focus is not for mass marketing. I'm hoping to do is to grow
Educate, sorry, you told me that yesterday that
Yes.
somebody said that you're not a farmer, so leave the farming too.
the farmers.
You deal with the training education to get better
Yeah.
nutrition.
Yes.
Okay, my apologies. So speak
Yes.
to that.
I want to focus on the education aspect, the re-education, and however, I'll have to do so by demonstration. So I'll have to grow my farm to do so. So I have one greenhouse to date. I have enrolled in a program called the Caribbean Green Choppernose Program, and through that program, I'm hoping to gain grant funding to buy another greenhouse, and I plan to expand my shade houses and so on, and grow my production. And in growing my production, use that as a demonstration for other farmers to learn from and to grow the workshops that I plan to have. as
Okay.
well.
Are you okay with the government's position in having our footprint reduce? What's the phrase? 25?
It is.
25?
Yes, it is a CARICOM initiative. It is called the CARICOM 2025 agenda. And what it is CARICOM is encouraging all countries in the region to reduce the import bill by 25%
By 2025.
By 2025.
Okay, based on what you know, how realistic is that for our federation?
Okay. St. Kitts and Nevis has a food import bill of approximately US 200 million. It is 190 something million.
Round it off.
So round it off to 200 million.
Per
So our
annum.
import, per annum. So our import bill is US 200 million. And by 2025, what the government will like is for this to be, production to be reduced by 50 million. So they're looking for a 50 million reduction. So they are likely to go from 150 to from 200 million to 150 million.
Incorporating all the farming communities using this technology. So this is where your point, this is where you're coming to help with the education.
Yes.
For that.
So, no, that is a really ambitious agenda because we're at 2023.
2 years.
Yes. Everybody would appreciate that COVID really set us back, and it is very ambitious to achieve within that time.
So when was this initiated? Because I heard of it this year, being rolled out as a.
I am not certain the exact date when it was initiated, but it would have been.
Pre-COVID?
It may have been around the same time.
So the setback would impact that. So if realistically we're looking at the time trajectory, as you said, it's a bit ambitious. 2025 is just 2 years on the road.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 2 years down the road. So what it will mean is that local farmers will have to aggressively increase their production.
This brings us to the many who have water challenges, the primates, etc. You mentioned that you had initially some water issues, but you were able to get them sorted,
Yes, yes.
which is good. But for those who are in the far reaches and they need irrigation, and the primates don't make it easy for them.
Yes.
Like the farmer I had here last week was complaining about the lack of assistance and the vision they have. He don't think it's possible. So I want to hear your perspective on that.
Okay. Well,
You gave it. You gave it. I just want to
Yes.
hear it. I think you gave it.
yes. It is very ambitious, like you said, and it's going to need support. It's going to need a lot of support from government, but it is possible if the support is given. The government has an initiative to have greenhouse villages started very soon. I'm hoping that it will be before the end of the year, because you realize that next
This
year.
is October.
Yes, you
10th
realize
month,
next
we
year.
have two. Okay.
Yes, next year is 2024, and
Uh-huh.
we have to reach that objective by 2025. Now, within greenhouses, what I've seen for myself, I can speak from my point of view. The advantage I have in having a greenhouse is that I'm able to collect water from that greenhouse. In fact, I don't have enough water storage to collect all the water that
Okay.
comes off from the greenhouse. So once there are structures where you can harvest the rainwater, that makes it much easier because
For
that
the
wa-
community.
yes. In addition to that, the harvested rainwater, it is better for the plants from a sustainable standpoint. There's less pressure on the government system in that you're not using that water, and that water can be diverted for residential use. And the water that is harvested now from the greenhouses can be used for the plants.
Describe your catchment system.
I have guttering that is connected to my greenhouse, and that guttering is channeled to my rainwater tank.
You're describing what we used to have on the rooftops.
Yes,
So
yes.
the drainage, because that design of the rooftop came from Europe or America, because the flat roof would retain the snowfall. And so the slope roof was, it was a concept from Europe to have the snow slide off. And so the guttering was put around the end of that to catch the water. So that's something that we should look at, because it was a system that really, back in the day, or in some countries where they had serious water challenges, that was able to catch that rainfall, used for domestic supply.
Yes. So the greenhouses allow me to harvest the water from the roof and store into the rainwater harvesting tanks. Those tanks are connected to my drip irrigation systems and my other overhead irrigation systems that I use for misting, because of the heat, you have to create an artificial environment that is conducive for the plants to be less stressed. So I have misting systems within my greenhouses that are going throughout the day that basically help to cool the plants down and reduce that evaporative stress that they have.
And this is you want to teach. This is what you want to teach to other farmers.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I am interested. How do I get in touch with you?
You can get in touch with me via telephone. My number is 662-9156. Also, I have a Facebook page and Instagram page, and it is at Kittition Bloom.
At Kittition Bloom.
Yes.
Well, you want to repeat it again? After that, we're going to take a break and then come back and do salty, fatty, and sweet.
All right. My contacts are at Kittition Bloom for Facebook and Instagram, and my telephone number is 662-9156. I also have a website, kittitionbloom.com.
Beautiful. Mr. Sergeant, take us downtown. And when we come back, we hear about
It's TDC for me, TDC for we. Neighbor, partner, your family. The best is yet to come, believe me. Moving forward, moving with. Hey, TDC certain nation with the best customer experience. TDC, you are the one for we. Happy anniversary.
Together we succeed, building on strong community, pressing onward to one destiny, one love, one family. Together we succeed, let the whole world see. Yes, this is 50.
internet and get 1 month free, plus a chance to pay $0 for the rest of the year. Plus, get a chance to win free data, gas vouchers, $500 cash weekly, grocery vouchers, Fed tickets, and more.
Switch over to Flow.
Welcome back to, we're got about 12 minutes before we pause for the Win FM's Made the Newscast. Mr. Engineer, do you have the song queued up? Okay, this is a song you requested, and you will have to tell us why this song plays into, So let's hear a bit of Salty, Fatty, and Sweet.
Funny song, a funny serious song. So if you don't laugh, I will understand. Here we go. 20 years now cooking for the mister. He found a food to be finger licking good. After returning from a visit to his doctor, he told her, darling, I can no longer eat your food. Dr. Martin told me I am borderline diabetic. Catching it early means we can reverse it. Not only through exercise, but that I should no longer eat anything salty, fatty, or sweet. Because your saltfish too salty, stew pork dish too fatty. Your special pudding I should not eat. The man getting thin, obviously grieving, since he can no longer eat anything salty, fatty, or sweet. Hey. Whoa-yo. Whoa-yo. Dr. Lachlan. So she went to speak to Dr. Martin, trying to get a better understanding of what a husband should or should not be eating. Wanting the very, very best for her darling. Dr. Martin told her diabetes and hypertension are conditions of what we eat. So to avoid these afflictions, let me repeat, avoid salty, fatty, or sweet. Clearly you saltfish too salty, pork dish too fatty. That special pudding you should not eat. I know he have cravings, for he was here boasting how he loves to eat your salty, fatty, and sweet. Hey. Dr. Leader, Chris Collins, who we hot, you better watch it. In looking around our society, you're sure to find so many people quite obese. Clearly, they're ingesting daily too much salt, too much fat, too much sweet. These eating habits are unhealthy, yet they flock into the fast food chains. What I recommended for your dear hobby is a very crucial dietary change. Because your saltfish too salty, too pork dish too fatty, you got to wean him off all those sweet meat. Now the wife be wondering what the hell to feed him, since he cannot eat anything salty, fatty, or sweet. Eula, watch what you feeding the husband. I'm so glad I'm a vegetarian. She's said, Doc.
Miss Shiverton, salty, fatty, and sweet nutrition. Talk to us.
My goal is to re-educate persons about our foods and healthy eating, and basically have that link to healthy local foods and our nutrition. Now that song speaks about salty, fatty, or sweet. And yes, we can have all of those wonderful things, but we have to have them in moderation, of course. And what we need to do is to return to some of our traditional cultural foods, our traditional cultural habits. And if you...
What are our traditional cultural foods? Because 10 dumpling in a plate was what we went. We had 10 dumpling and, well, in terms of tradition, Sunday mornings in many households we had saltfish, and we call it anchovy.
Yes.
And we did the tongue corn
Yes.
and saltfish, but pork, the fat bat pork, we put in the corn and we churn it along with okra and some greasy sauce. So those were no. Those are the traditional. So we used to go back to that, you know.
No.
And we used to have the pork, corn pork we call it, hung up on the roof, or the thing just to be dried and set and pork bread.
Pork dropping out of it.
And the red butter. Sometimes your grandmother bakery. When you bake,
Yeah.
on Saturdays you got the slab of butter you put in the bread and it all melting. You have your whole can, a swank. Those were tradition. Of course, we didn't know better at the time. I mentioned often in terms of radio, sometime when we migrated, our young folks migrated to the USVI. And sometimes immigration want them back home. Within 3 months, they come back home, they look nice and round and rosy. You hear them, girl, you look so nice and fat. Those are the days. You look fat and nice nice and fat. And as you said, someone see them men like like the obesity. Some people say, well, they like the extra padding. So when we say traditional, one has to be careful, because the days of 10 dumpling in the plate and mackerel and so on and so on, because that's real salt. It doesn't care if you soak up the saltfish and the mackerel. There's that high concentration of salt. So talk about tradition.
Maybe when I speak about traditional, I should be more specific. Okay, let's look at the fast foods.
Yes.
Okay, today is Friday. KFC is going to be full. The drive-thru is going to be full. Burger King is going to be full. You know, so all of these fast food places today is gonna be all about fast food, because today's Friday and everybody wants to have something different, like they say. They want to treat themselves.
You're competing against mass marketing for those. So that's your challenge, to get people to be conscious. Hey, we got to put on the brakes here and go back to listen to how this is much better for us. But you're competing against mass marketing.
You can have those foods sometimes. I'm not going to say I don't like to eat KFC.
I hear you.
But it's not to have them like 3 days a week, 4 days a week. Sorry, KFC. But it's not about having them all of the time. And then also, yes, you spoke about swank. I had swank when I was growing up too. My mother used to give us that. Sometimes you only had one syringe, right? And you had to make a mug of drink with one syringe.
Yep.
But at the same time,
The brown sugar, the
yes,
concentrate.
with the brown sugar. That swank did not have the sugar content that you'll have, let's
Really
say,
refined.
in one Coke. One Coke, I think, has in about 8 tablespoons or teaspoons of sugar in one.
The carbonated drinks.
Yeah, the carbonated drinks. So the sugar content in carbonated
More
drinks is
concentrated.
much higher and more concentrated than the traditional drinks.
And then when we did that, you know, when we were younger, we were active.
Oh, yes.
We played those sports.
Active
Our
lifestyle.
metabolism took care of all that because we were high energy.
Yes. The children nowadays days, you have to force them to go outside. Going outside
They
is
have their
punishment.
devices in the hands.
Yes.
And they head down on the devices, and that's how the brain gets some exercise. But physically, you're not metabolizing because you're lazy. Not by, it's just a lifestyle change.
Yeah. We're not focused on healthy lifestyles. Our children don't want to run and play.
Rounders.
And so on. Yeah, in
We had
fact,
the rounders, the netball.
when I was growing up, it was traditional that everybody would participate in heats and sports at school. Now you're finding that the parents are sending more letters about them not participating in heats than anything else. So
The parents are objecting?
of course, yes, they're objecting.
Okay.
But that used to be part of the fun of it. You have recess, you play, you run around. Now you have recess and all the children huddled in a corner around a phone. They're
So
watching a
you
video.
realize what you're competing against, what you're up against, because you want to target the now generation, not so much the elderly. We're heading to Springfield and those places, but the generation that's more negatively impacted by this diet.
Yes.
We got about 2 minutes before we break for the midday newscast, so let's hear what you have to say on that. How do you address it's competition, right? We had a couple of calls. A couple of folks notified me they were trying to get in on the lines, and I'm not sure what happened, but we got about a minute before we break for the midday newscast, so we're going to have to take the calls. Insist that they call after. If somebody can call now and get in their 10-cent piece within 60 seconds, that'll be great. At the moment. Okay. Pardon? Okay, we have a call on the line. Got a call? You got about 60 seconds to make your point?
Yeah, the King, I've been trying for a long time, but unfortunately I never got in before. But let me just say that you have not only a lady, but a very, very special lady in your studio this morning, and I'm extremely proud of the excellent contribution and presentation this morning, and to encourage her to continue. She is not only beautiful, intelligent, but very, very talented. And I, as I said, just want to continue to encourage her to continue to do what she does best.
Okay. My apologies for you not getting earlier, but we are... my apologies for you not getting early, but we are at midday and we do have to pause. So perhaps after the midday newscast, we can get you back and continue with your presentation. Can we ask you for that?
So she will be still there?
I think so. You have a lot to impart.
Okay, excellent.
Thank you, sir. We're now break for the WINNMedia Family's midday newscast.
You found the sound. 98.9. Win FM.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, KDP Enterprises, The Grange, and Carib Brewery.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
With over a century of perfection behind the Mackeson name, a smooth blend with perfect balance and richness. It's no wonder Mackeson Triple Stout has a legacy of perfection. Enjoyed the world over. Introducing our new look with the same great taste. Mackeson. All hail the king.
Please drink responsibly.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International. By land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
With the WINNFM Midday News, I am Kevon Brown.
And I am Yulana Weeks.
Our top stories.
Caribbean islands' dependency on the Citizenship by Investment program remains a concern for the IMF.
19-year-old wanted in connection with building breaking and larceny.
Education Minister shows appreciation to Federation's educators during World Teachers' Day cocktail reception.
The U.S. resumes deportation of migrants from Venezuela. 3 people dead after building collapses in Havana, Cuba. Internationally, the World Health Organization predicts that dengue is set to plague the U.S., Europe, and Africa by 2030. Now the details.
The International Monetary Fund has reservations with regard to Caribbean governments' dependency on the Citizenship by Investment program, fearing that those economies will crumble. In the 2022-2023 budget address, Roosevelt's current Prime Minister of Dominica announced that his government will allocate some of the CBI revenue to debt repayment. Likewise, in St. Lucia, CBI earnings are invested into the National Fund and contribute to the reduction of the public debt and to tourism and real estate sectors. Particularly in St. Kitts and Nevis, CBI is used to fund several infrastructure projects and social welfare programs, totaling up to $250 million, and most recently, to fund CBI dividends totaling beyond $26 million per every designated period. St. Kitts and Nevis boasts the world's longest and most successful CBI program, and the funds earned are put into the consolidated fund. Despite the country's ability to receive record-high CBI revenues over the years, the government in 2023 incurred the largest primary deficit in 2 decades. At the round table on Thursday morning, October 5, 2023, Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Terence Drew, said his administration in 2024 will seek to diversify the economy to further reduce its dependency on CBI earnings.
Remember that I've always said that CBI has contributed significantly to our development, and we really appreciate that. However, I said that we should set up an economy that is more diversified. And so going into the next year, we are looking at a number of sectors and investments that would help to generate economic activity and help to wean us off of the high dependence on the CBI. We have decreased it since we have gotten there, but we need more activity to make sure. In the post-COVID, we saw some difficulty because the economies were coming back. However, based on the investments we have lined up, that will create jobs, continue to create jobs, and stimulate the economy. You know what will help us tremendously? Energy. If we were to get sustainable, if we were to get energy, renewable energy, which is cheaper and sustainable, that would help us tremendously in terms of cost saving to our people, to the government, so that those resources can now be used in something else and help us to wean down our dependence on the CBI.
In the IMF's country report for St. Kitts and Nevis, published on January 31, 2023, IMF's representative, Mr. Alexandro Chilo, wrote, quote, "In the medium term, a holistic overhaul of the taxation framework will be of the essence to reduce dependency on CBI and to maintain fiscal space." The IMF has also urged countries to save CBI funds for a rainy day, suggesting investments in disaster-resilient infrastructure and renewable energy transition as the world tries to combat the climate crisis.
The St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force have issued a warrant for the arrest of 19-year-old Kimon Richards of Upper Market Street in connection with a report of building breaking and larceny. The young man is dark in complexion, stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, and has brown eyes and black hair. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of Richards is urged to contact their nearest police station or the Criminal Investigations Department at 465-2241 extension 4220 or 662-7062.
Celebrating under the theme, Teachers We Need for the Education We Want, teachers in St. Kitts were treated to a World Teachers' Day cocktail reception on Thursday night, August 5, 2023, at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort. Minister of Education, Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, expressed gratitude to the teachers for committing themselves to educating the nation's children. He also made known his intention to introduce, in 2023, the Minister of Education Award for the Principal and Teacher of the Year.
As we celebrate today, I want to thank each and every one of you for your service that you provide to our nation's youth. I appreciate your work. The Ministry of Education value your many contributions. Our vision for teachers is that we strive to ensure that all our teachers are able to have a family life outside of work. Tonight is part of that. I know achieving this vision, it will not happen overnight, but I believe because of the support and the commitment we have from you, our dedicated teachers, you will come up with the best solutions in order for us to reach these visions. We will continue working with each other. And as we celebrate our teachers, this year we intend to introduce for the very first time the Ministers Award, and that is for the Teacher of the Year and the Principal of the Year. The CEO, Mr. Morris, he will pull his committee together, and I am certain it will also include some of you teachers who will be able to put the criteria together. You have a role to play, and every opportunity we will provide that for you.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Mrs. Lisa Pistana, shared similar sentiments and acknowledged the dedication of the teachers despite the increased challenges.
We know education isn't easy. It has gotten even more difficult over the years. But we at the Ministry of Education value the hard work that you continue to put in with our students.
During Monday's cabinet, October 2, a number of agreements were made for the education sector. The Minister of Education informed the teachers that over 600 desks and chairs have been ordered to address the shortage in schools. Additionally, monies have already been allocated for the renovation of schools' bathrooms in St. Kitts, and the Education Department will continue to address the issues that have been identified.
In regional news, the U.S. resumes a deportation of migrants from Venezuela. 3 people dead after building collapses in Havana, Cuba. Those reports and more from Carib Update.
The Biden administration is going to resume deporting migrants to Venezuela two U.S. officials reported on Thursday. The process is expected to begin shortly, the officials said, though they did not provide specific details on when the flights would begin taking off. The officials were not authorized to publicly disclose details of the government's plan ahead of an official announcement and spoke of condition of anonymity. The news comes not long after the administration increased protected status for Venezuelans who arrived to the U.S. It reflects the larger strategy by Biden to not only provide expanded legal pathways for people arriving, but also to crack down on those who illegally cross into the U.S. Kenya's Foreign Minister Alfred Mutua has been demoted as controversy rages over plans to deploy police to Haiti to fight gangs. Main opposition leader Raila Odinga was the latest to oppose the move, saying the deployment would risk the lives of Kenyan people. Mutua's demotion to tourism minister was part of the first major cabinet reshuffle by President William Ruto. A building in the historic center of Havana that housed 13 families partially collapsed, leaving 3 people dead and at least 2 injured, Cuban authorities have said. Authorities in Havana said that among the 3 fatalities were 1 resident and 2 firefighters who got trapped in the building when they were helping evacuate people. A part of the 3-story building collapsed Tuesday night, and other sections crumbled early Wednesday. While the reason for the collapse was not immediately known, the area has several aging buildings that lack maintenance and deteriorating tropical rains like those currently hitting the island. Alexis Acosta Silva, mayor of Old Havana, told local media there were 54 people in the building at the time of the collapse. Families were evacuated to a nearby school, and no damage was reported to surrounding buildings. 12 people were rescued on Wednesday as a cargo ship ran aground near St. Thomas USVI. The Bonnie G, a 95-foot Vanuatu-flagged ro-ro cargo vessel, ran aground approximately half a mile south of the Cyril E. King Airport in St. Thomas. A statement says the Bonnie G is reported to have approximately 13,000 gallons of fuel and approximately 700 gallons of lube oil on board. Additionally, the vessel was carrying 6 cars, a bucket truck, a semi-truck rig, a trailer and container, 2 forklifts, a general-purpose lift, as well as 2 pallets of cargo. Authorities in the Dominican Republic say that an investigation is underway after the bodies of 6 newborns were found discarded at the entrance of a cemetery in the capital, Santo Domingo. The 4 girls and 2 boys still had hospital tags around their feet and wrist, and there were no signs of violence, said medical examiner Dr. Angie Vicioso, who was at the scene. She said the babies were born on different dates, and that some were stillborn and others had died hours after they were born, according to an examination at the scene. 1 body was found uncovered, and 5 others were inside a plastic bag, said Fausto Ortiz, security chief for the mayor's office of Santo Domingo Este. Identity cards at the scene were linked to the neonatal unit of the Juan Bosch City Hospital, which is located near the cemetery, authorities said. Marilelda Reyes, the hospital's director, said the bodies of 6 newborns were delivered Tuesday to funeral home La Popular for proper burial. However, authorities have not confirmed whether those bodies are the same as the ones found Wednesday near the cemetery. Suriname's President Chandrika Prasad Santoki is in the Dominican Republic for an official visit with the Spanish-speaking island's President Luis Abineder. Santoki is accompanied on the trip by a delegation that includes both government and business representatives. Santoki arrived in Santo Domingo on Wednesday afternoon, and he was welcomed by Dominican Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Carlos de la Mota and the Ambassador of the Dominican Republic for Suriname, Wellington Bencosme. Delegates from both countries are set to have a series of meetings on matters of mutual interest. The Bahamas government has denied reports that a 17-year-old student died from dengue fever. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darville said investigations are continuing into the death of Chiquino Kenny Thompson after the Central Eleuthera High School student passed away on Sunday. He said officials will perform toxicology tests. The teen's mother said he had tested positive for dengue fever and was prescribed Motrin, but Darville said he was informed that a doctor had attended to the teen boy and that they thought he had an upper respiratory tract infection or viral pneumonia. He said the student was sent home from school on Friday. The Bahamas has so far recorded 168 confirmed cases of dengue, most of them in New Providence. The country has so far recorded 1 death from the dengue fever.
We now bring you these international reports.
Dengue fever will become a major threat in the southern United States, southern Europe, and new parts of Africa this decade, the WHO's chief scientist has warned. Warmer temperatures are creating ideal conditions for mosquitoes carrying the infection to spread. The illness has long been a scourge in much of Asia and Latin America, causing an estimated 20,000 deaths each year. And rates of the disease have already risen 8-fold globally since 2000. It's been driven in large part by climate change, as well as the increased movement of people and urbanisation. Though many cases go unrecorded, 4.2 million cases of dengue fever were reported worldwide in 2022, and public health officials have warned that near record levels of transmission are expected this year. Bangladesh, which is currently experiencing its worst ever outbreak, with more than 1,000 deaths. World Health Organization infectious diseases specialist Jeremy Farrar told Reuters that some regions in the US, Southern Europe and Africa had reported some limited local transmission already. He called for better preparation of the impacted areas where the infection is likely to take off, in order to avoid putting extreme pressure on health services. This could include triaging plans for hospitals and urban planning to avoid areas of standing water near or in houses. Most people who contract dengue do not have symptoms. Those who do can experience fever, muscle spasms, and joint pain so severe it is known as breakbone fever, though it is fatal in less than 1% of cases. Earlier this week, the WHO recommended Takeda Pharmaceuticals' Qdenga vaccine for children aged 6 to 16 in areas where the infection is a significant public health problem. Qdenga is also approved by the EU regulator, but Takeda withdrew its application in the United States earlier this year, citing data collection issues. Takeda said it was still in talks with the US Food and Drug Administration about the vaccine.
Now, President Biden has approved the construction of a section of border wall in southern Texas in an effort to stop illegal immigration. Around 32 kilometers will be built in Starr County, which is on the border with Mexico. There have been more than 245,000 crossings in the area this year. But the move is a major U-turn by Mr. Biden, who'd criticised his predecessor for his wall policy. Donald Trump posted that he will await Joe Biden's apology. Megan Owen has more.
The current barrier between the US and Mexico, Biden's new proposal. It's a 20-mile stretch of wall in southern Texas. And this completely contradicts what he said in 2020 when he was running for election.
There will not be another foot of wall constructed in my administration. Number one.
Well, US Customs and Border Protection are defending the move, saying they're only using funds that were already allocated in 2019 to help with the construction of the border barrier. So what is behind Joe Biden's decision? Well, he's been grappling a rise in illegal migrant crossings in the US. In fact, this year alone, we saw 245,000 crossings in the Rio Grande Valley. That's the area where he wants to build this new section of the wall. Mexico's president also said that in the last week alone, there were 10,000 border arrivals every day, and September is expected to break records. Now, this is putting a huge strain on US cities. New York declared a state of emergency last year because of an influx of migrants, workers building temporary accommodation to house those asylum seekers. And in fact, the city's mayor believes that they could be spending $12 billion over the next 3 years. So President Joe Biden is facing difficult politics. Now, here is Leslie Benjamuri from Chatham House.
We've seen the recent politics in the House where any number of issues are coming up, and certainly border security has been a long-standing one. It's now because of that pressure to keep the government funded.
Building a border wall was one of Trump's signature policies, but for Biden's administration, well, this move is a real first. A jailed Iranian women's rights campaigner has been named the winner of the Nobel Peace Prize. Narges Mohammadi was awarded the prize for her fight against the oppression of women in Iran and for her efforts for promoting human rights and freedom for all. Her husband told the BBC he's excited for her, but it's a sad time as they aren't together as she's still in prison in Iran. She's been arrested 13 times, convicted 5 times and sentenced to a total of 31 years in prison. The Nobel Committee said Ms. Mohammadi's brave struggle has come with tremendous personal cost.
San, Zendagi, Azadi. Women, life, freedom. The Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the Nobel Peace Prize for 2023 to Narges Mohammadi for her fight against the oppression of women in Iran and her fight to promote human rights and freedom for all.
Let's get more on this now. I'm joined by BBC Persian's Parham Gobadi. Parham, just tell us a little bit more about her.
So Narges Mohammadi, the moment that she received the prize, as you mentioned, she's now in notorious Evin prison in Tehran. And she's one of the most outspoken and fearless advocates of human rights in Iran. And this prize comes at the moment that you know that Iran has been fighting, Iranian women have been fighting for their freedom and fighting against oppression for the past year. So that can be really significant for both Narges Mohammadi and Iranian women. But we have to keep in mind that Narges Mohammadi, when her husband and her twins, her 2 children, left the country, they now live in Paris, in France, they were 2 little children. Now they're grown up. So she has lived and she has been in prison all these years, missing her children growing up. And there's not a week going by that she does not issue statements from inside the prison condemning the oppression of the Iranian authorities and the Iranian regime. A few weeks ago, she went on a strike with her other prison mates to show her protests. So, and she has also written a book called White Torture. This book is she has interviewed many female prisoners of conscience, including Nazanin Zaghari, a British Iranian woman who was jailed in the same Evin prison in Iran. And in that, she explains different kinds of torture, from sexual harassment to different kinds of torture, such as extended period of time that many Iranian prisoners, extended period of time that they spend in solitary confinement. And that's one of the things that many Iranian prisoners of conscience are subjected to.
And Parham, the timing of this is quite poignant because just before she was named the Nobel Peace Prize winner, another woman was reportedly arrested in Iran, Shaheen Ahmadi. Tell us a bit more about that.
That's correct. So there is another woman who is arrested, Shaheen Ahmadi, who is, the Iranian rights group, Henga, said that this is the mother of a 16-year-old Iranian girl who collapsed in Tehran's metro. They said that she was arrested, but Iranian Tasnim news agency, which is a Revolutionary Guards linked news agency, denied the allegations, said that she has not been detained. But anyhow, the story of this 16-year-old girl is extremely significant because rights groups say that she's in coma. We saw the CCTV footage that she was without hijab. She walks into a Tehran's metro station, tube station, and then she enters the train. And after that, we see that her classmates are dragging her out, and we do not know what happened inside that train, and Iranian authorities have so far refused to release the footage from inside the train. And the rights groups say that she's in coma and she's in dire conditions, and Iranian state is doing their best to control the narrative and not letting anyone, including journalists from independent media, around her. So what we hear is only from the state media.
You were listening to the Midday News on WINNFM 98.9. The headlines?
Caribbean islands' dependency on the Citizenship by Investment program remains a concern for the IMF.
19-year-old wanted in connection with building breaking and larceny.
Education Minister shows appreciation to Federation's educators during World Teachers' Day cocktail reception.
The U.S. resumes deportation of migrants from Venezuela. 3 people dead after building collapses in Havana, Cuba. Internationally, the World Health Organization predicts that dengue is set to plague the U.S., Europe, and Africa by 2030. Thank you for listening.
That was the WINNFM Headline News. The Headline News was brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, KDP Enterprises, The Grange, and Caribbean.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
Found the sound. 98.9 FM.
Saying good afternoon to our viewers and listeners around the globe. We're back into the second half of today's presentation of Voices, and we've had some concerns from callers who've been trying to reach us. So we're going to start immediately with the lines open. 466-0989-662, 0989-762. Please call and engage Ms. Shiverton as you've been asking for this opportunity. We've had her on since the opening section this morning, sharing with us lots of information. In the interim, we were hearing about beekeeping and all the different things. So I'm suggesting you need to have your own show so you can just share with the public all the relevant information in terms of farming and how we can change the way we do it traditionally. So to engage Ms. Shiverton and, just call 662-0989, 762-0989. The lines are open, 466-0989. We want to change the face of farming. We want to educate our people how we can do it more organically. Not having to use pesticides. And I was asking about when last we saw butterflies. And, we see butterflies from time to time. Back in the day, we had endless amount of butterflies, fireflies, etc. But due to the use of pesticides, etc., to assist the farmers, we would have lost all those to poison and what it adds, what it takes away from the environment. So I'm glad to hear that. Do we have a call? Not yet. I'm glad to hear that all that has been addressed in terms of restoring what we can to the environment through safe and healthier farming practices. Anything you want to add, Ms. Shiverton? Sorry, catch you off guard there.
Oh, yes, you did. You did.
Sorry about that.
Well, in the interim, in the commercials or during the news, we're talking about bees, and the king was asking me if I see a lot of bees, and I told him yes, on my farm, because we intermingle planting the fruits, vegetables, and flowers. So we tend to see a lot of bees because the flowers attract the bees.
Mm-hmm.
So they are very prevalent. And that is also a technique that I would like to encourage, even with farming, with our traditional farmers, that it is very important that you intercrop the pollinators, the plants that will attract the pollinators to the farm. So you intercrop flowers as much as possible with your other fruits and vegetables that require pollination. Also, flowers can be a biofence for certain plants. If you're planting hot peppers, for instance, it is recommended that you can plant a 4-foot hedge of sunflowers or even corn around them, because what tends to happen is that the insects that tend to be, the bad insects that you will say that will tend to be attracted to the peppers will flock
to the corn?
To the corn and the sunflowers, and hence your pepper crop will be preserved.
This is quite a science.
Yes. So at Kittish and Bloom, that's what we do. We do a lot of intercropping and a lot of biofencing. So there are certain plants, for instance, let's say scallion. Scallion have a strong scent. So it tends to detract or distract the pests that tends to want to affect your leafy greens, like your kale and your lettuce.
So there's certainly no need for pesticides.
There is need for pesticides.
Not in that environment.
In that environment, yes. There is need for pesticides, but the pesticides that farmers can use are those bio agents, yes, by doing the intercropping and the biofencing. You can also use natural pesticides. I use a lot of neem oil on my farm.
Yeah, because that is something I would like to hear, and I figure other people in public, because we hear how damaging pesticides can be to the plant life and the environment ultimately. So when you say you can use pesticides, please expound.
Okay.
And in the meantime, the lines are open, 662-0989, 762-0989, 466-0989. Give us a call. We hear that you've been trying to get in, but we're not seeing any indicators at the moment. So Is Shiverton? The pesticide issue. Okay, we have a call now. So we go straight to the phone lines. Good day, caller. You're live on Voices.
Hello.
Good day. You're live on Voices.
Hi, today. I just wanted to add a little bit to your conversation. And I just wanted to let you know there are a number of opportunities that are available now for grants for small businesses, including people in agriculture.
Okay.
One being right here in St. Kitts and Nevis, the government of India has recently been visiting all the CARICOM islands and has granted St. Kitts and Nevis with 2 grant opportunities. One is specifically for people who are in agro-processing or in light manufacturing. There's a grant of up to $1 million in equipment. It's a procurement grant. Of course, the machinery will have to be sourced out of India, but it comes with machinery as well as technical assistance. So, for instance, if you have an agro-processor that needs a big piece of equipment for scaling up their production, say I'm a goat farmer and I want to now start to produce goat cheese and I need equipment for that to set it up. This type of procurement grant can assist that business. And it also comes with technical assistance. I believe operators for the machinery will be assigned to the business. The second grant opportunity is more generalized. It's not just for businesses, but also for community-based organizations and also individuals. And it's for $50,000, up to $50,000. So the Indian government has providing grant assistance of a total of $250,000. So we can provide up to 5 grants of up to $50,000. And this is going to be an annual program, so it's currently being implemented through the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Environment, Climate Action, and Constituency Empowerment in collaboration with the Ministry of Small Business and Entrepreneurship. So if persons want to find out more about that, you can get in touch with either of the ministries, and they'll be happy to share the application documentation with them.
Okay. Forgive me, but when you started speaking first, there was a hum on the line, so I didn't quite get your introduction. Could you please let us know who you are and your claim to fame, as I would put it?
I apologize. My name is Sally Valerie Ono. I'm the National Project Coordinator for one of the climate finance funded projects, which is implemented through the Ministry of Sustainable Development and also by 5C in Belize. So under our program, we have 2 components, one being building the capacity for us to access climate finance in the private sector. The other component is to build the capacity for strengthening our resilience in disaster risk management.
Okay.
All funded through the Green Climate Fund.
I hope, well, this program can be accessed. People can, pick it up later online, but that's vital information that a lot of folks would need. Those who are curious as to who qualifies, how they can qualify, this is vital information. I'm very happy that you were able to get in on the line and share this with us. Ms. Siverton, are you okay with this? Are you aware of this?
Yes.
So you can help us speak to it?
Well, Telly's the expert, and that's why I invited her to call and, be able to give some additional information to persons who might be looking for resources.
Okay, we have you on the line now. If you don't have any caller standing by, we would like for you to share with us some more if you can.
Okay, sure. So I will speak to the equipment grant. So as I said before, the equipment grant is up to $1 million, meaning we would collate everything up to $1 million, and it is being awarded through the government of India. So basically, persons would complete an application form. It is online. We'll be putting it on Facebook as well, promoting it on Facebook so that we can get a wider audience as well. And basically, it has maybe 6 components. The first part is normally your contact information about your business, and information on your project and how the equipment is going to either improve your productivity and also how it's going to promote job creation for the Federation. So it's a form. Probably it might take you half an hour to 45 minutes to complete. Once it is submitted, it will go through the Ministry of Sustainable Development. It will be passed on to they will make recommendations to the government of India, and the government of India would then facilitate the procurement. So in the application, the enterprise is able to, or entrepreneur can identify the type of machinery and equipment that they need. So there's space in the form for them to enter, details of
technical details,
they
yes,
need for their business, and maybe even upload additional information. What we have done, the Ministry of Sustainable Development would have received a folder with some companies in India that provide these type of equipment. We've also provided additional links to websites where persons can go and search for different vendors that have possible equipment. But once they have the equipment list and the project is verified and approved, then the Ministry of Sustainable Development will, along with the Ministry of Small Business and Entrepreneurship, will make recommendations to the government of India for awarding the grant.
The grant,
And
okay.
as I said before, apparently the grant will come with technical assistance like an operator, because sometimes we order these type of machines and
challenges.
you don't know how to operate it. So it comes with a person assigned to the business for up to 2 to 3 years to help facilitate operations, knowledge transfer. Equipment will be coming in duty free and everything. That's a big one, eh?
Yes, a big one, because I've been asking myself, how many persons would be aware of this? This is new to me, and it's great news for young entrepreneurs. Where would they get the information? They just can't guess it's out there. You mentioned the Department of Sustainability. You have to go there?
Yes. So, of course, the Ministry of Small Business and Entrepreneurship.
Small business, yes, okay.
They'll be able to access the information through an officer there. They'll also be able to, and we'll be asking the Ministry of Small Business and Entrepreneurship to also share the information on their Facebook page so it's easily accessible. And then also Ministry of Sustainable Development as well. And of course, we'll try and promote and disseminate it into as many channels as possible via WhatsApp marketing, because a lot of our entrepreneurs.
How about a jingle? How about a jingle?
Well, can you do a jingle today?
I can do.
We have a very short, unfortunately, as some of these opportunities come to bear, we always have a very short time frame within which to promote it.
When do you want a jingle?
A deadline is next Friday.
Next Friday?
Yes.
I'm dead serious. By next Thursday, once you have the information, I can pretty much show.
Send it directly to WINNMedia, no problem.
Well, I'm going to have Ms. Shiverton here update me on that background information. And, we can go and get all the requirements, and you can get your jingle.
Okay, perfect.
So that's another way of getting out there. I mean, smiling, you have to take advantage of all these opportunities.
But it's not the only opportunity. So through the project that is being implemented currently in St. Kitts and Nevis, we've had a number of symposiums and forums where we've been able to share some opportunities in the area of climate finance. And what we've been trying to do is to try and scale up, raise awareness, first of all, on what climate finance is, and build the capacity of persons so that we can increase the amount of climate finance that flows into the country, both for public sector and private sector, and sometimes private sector SMEs get left behind. So
excuse me. Am I hearing climate finance?
Climate finance.
Climate finance.
So, yes. So what we have been doing is trying to curate a number of these opportunities that St. Kitts and Nevis can access. Because we're not on this overseas development assistance program, we get locked out of a number of international funds. But right now, there are a couple of programs that we can access. For instance, there is a USAID project right now that St. Kitts can apply. Petitions can apply on the vision, and it's for up to $1 million a project. So there are a number of these opportunities, and what our project will try and do in the next couple of months is to set up a website and sort of disseminate some of this information. We have started the initiative by creating a WhatsApp group.
Yes.
So kind of like a green business sustainability network. Informal WhatsApp group where persons can join, and then in that group we'll be sharing opportunities. As Ms. Shiverton can attest, there are a lot of opportunities out there. It's just that people are not aware.
Well, I want to thank you for that. I'm not being dismissive. I really want to. I'm very much impressed. And I will hope that for those who are listening, they can actually take advantage of the opportunities you've laid, not only but share it. And I think Ms. Shiverton has a lot to offer in terms of reaching out to people, because she's here within the studio. And I actually I suggested to her, why don't you get your own program? Because you have so much information to share. And she went from ear to ear. You know, she have a nice mind, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she went from ear to ear. But of course, this is too much to give out in just this short
space of time. Yeah.
So I think this deserves a program of its own, where even you can be in the studio and you speak to all the various opportunities, how to access this funding and the benefits of. So think of that. You and Ms. Shiverton can do a collaboration and come in and make a proper presentation. I know that the management of WINNFM will welcome a show of this level of content.
Yes, I think Ms. Shiverton should do that. Definitely. There are lots of opportunities. And she has her pulse on the agriculture sector.
Yes.
So it's always good to see women who are in agriculture trying to uplift it, because it can be very lucrative if we can drive the right resources to it and support the women in this space. So I wholly endorse it. And I believe there's a livestock grant, which I shall send to Ms. Shiverton so she could share it on your next program.
I would appreciate that. There was something I was going to say, but I just lost it there. It will be a very good thing. And of course, I would see you as a pioneer in this field, Ms. Shiverton.
Yes.
I would see you as a pioneer. And sometimes the trailblazers are sometimes discouraged by the amount of red tape they have to go through, or the obstacles. But once you can demonstrate that this is sustainable, it's viable, it's financially lucrative, etc., people would be happy to come on board. As I say, a lot of folks don't want to push the train, but once the train is moving, they get on.
That's true.
So I want to thank you once again for that contribution. I'm going to strongly recommend that you both come in and have a more detailed conversation on a more regular basis, because people may not hear it the first time, and if they hear it from someone else, there's a misrepresentation. They don't get the actual factual facts about the program or the project. I would like for you guys to come back and do a much, much better presentation. So think of it.
Not a problem.
Pardon? Not a problem?
No. I mean, we will think of it.
Okay. say when, if I can host it, there are others who will be here to happy to entertain you guys. It's a very, very important whole set of initiatives that people need to be aware of. And I want to thank you, Ms. Shiverton, for being the pioneer. And I missed your name. It's not your fault. You know, when you get old.
Telly Uno.
Telly Uno.
Telly Valerie Uno.
That's quite a unique name.
Yes, it is actually.
May I ask your origin?
So the origin of the name Ono is actually a Nigerian name.
Nigerian? Home, okay. I'll get it one day. All right, thank you so very much.
With Nigerian roots. So.
Thank you so very much. Perhaps
and I've been in St. Kitts for 14 years, so this is my home.
Well, from one home to the next.
From one to the next.
From one to the other. So I know you've been made to feel welcome here in our little slice of paradise, and perhaps we shall meet across the table in an interview here at the studios of Win FM as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very
much.
much.
I just want to encourage persons when they see opportunities not to get daunted about the information, etc. Just fill it out.
Get informed.
Yeah, get informed. Even if you might not feel this might fit you, you'll be surprised. Just fill it out and don't be afraid of applying to these things. Because you have to be at the seat of the table. Or else if you're not at the seat of the table, you're someone else's lunch. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Well, I have the jingle in mind still, so we're going to start with that from my end.
Well, if you've got a jingle, let's have it. Because this particular program is going to be annual, so which is a very good thing to think it's a new.
Okay, thank you so very much. I'm going to talk about the information for this jingle. We're going to pause now to go and give a few kind words to our sponsors and be right back. That was very, very wonderful segment. Thank you once again for that.
Here are your Horseless Value Mart IGA specials, running September 21st through October 4th. The more you shop, the more you save. Get double points on all grocery food items and meats until the end of September, and in the month of October, double points on dairy and grocery non-food items. Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. Bigelow teas, $10.99. Essential Everyday Grated Parmesan Cheese, $11.99. Yoplait Yogurt, $3.99. Blue Ribbon Ice Cream Tubs, $32.99. Renews It Adjustable Air Freshener, $7.49. And now our very low weekly value deals. Essential Everyday 100% Apple Juice, $8.99. Old Orchard Apple Cocktails, $9.99. Arm & Hammer Deodorant, $7.99. White Rain Shampoos and Conditioners, $4.99. Shop smart, shop Value Mart and get double points for more rewards today. Continuamos con las recompensas durante el mes de octubre. Recibirá puntos dobles cuando haga sus compras aquí. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
Are you ready to transform your bedroom into a haven of dreamy comfort and affordable luxury? Well, get ready, because Horswood's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store Bedroom Set Sales Event is here. We believe that your bedroom should be your sanctuary, and we're making it easier than ever to make that dream a reality. During the entire month of October only, get 20% off all cash purchases on a wide range of exquisite bedroom sets. Hurry in today to Horswood's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store and let us help you create the bedroom of your dream. Don't miss out on this incredible dreamy comfort, affordable luxury bedroom set sales event and get 20% off all cash purchases, putting comfort and luxury within your reach. Remember, at Horswood's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store, we make dreams a reality. Don't wait. This event won't last forever. Visit us now. Terms and conditions apply.
2 minutes, creeping up on the 1 o'clock hour. We go straight to the phone lines. Caller, you're live. Welcome to Voices.
Good afternoon, Mr. Entrepreneur.
Lord have mercy.
Good afternoon.
Can't even spell it. Oh, you mean Mr. Shiverton? Definitely.
Yes, when shark in the water and spread past grass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Now, Ms. Shiverton, I am quite impressed with what you were saying. Now we have the farming, a number of cooperatives. They do the farm report on WIN FM. I think it's every Wednesday. There is a Sandy Point. Have you ever made available the brochure or whatever? Have you ever tried? Hello?
No, I'm not aware of that one. The brochure, I'm not aware.
I suggest that, there's Troy, I forgot his surname. He's from down Sadler's Way. And Pastor Morton, I think, is the president. Because what the lady was talking about is something that the farmers need in terms of equipment and other information. And I was even thinking, is it open to organizations like cooperatives?
Yes,
or it has to be individual?
It is open to organizations.
Hello?
Yes, it is open to organizations. In fact, there is a one for the USAID that is only open to organization. It is not open to individuals.
Well, yeah, because I keep here saying, I say, boy, well, you're like the man. You're keeping the good news to yourself.
No, that is why I came. That is why I came, because I wanted to be able to speak about in terms, like I said, I'm interested in the education aspect of it. And that is why I invited Telly to come and speak about it.
And I must talk to our association, because we just starting up a farm in St. Peter, the association of
persons
disability.
And the St. Kitts
You know about
persons.
it?
Of course, yes. Remember, I'm a part of the association as well.
Right. If you know Mr. Morgan, if I'm down that way. He's the president. And I think this week we were going to set up the trays on the, what do I call this frame now? Shed house?
Yes.
But we need other things on the farm, because we're going into agriculture so long. So we could raise funds to set up. Our aim is to have our own building.
Yes.
Because we're down at the McKnight Community Center, which, sometimes is unavailable to us. And there are things that we would want to do, we are not able to do. So when I hear it, I said, I hope Bergen, Anthony Mills, and the rest are listening.
But if they're not, even if they're not listening,
I will tell my daughter.
I will speak to them about it as well.
My daughter writes, she writes grants for them.
Yes, I will speak to her.
You have a pen?
Pardon?
I'm going to give my daughter's email address.
Sylvine, this is Ertan or Shiverton.
The teacher, right?
No, the lady from technology. You know me
The lady
well.
from?
The lady from technology. I'm a part of the association.
Oh, well.
That
can
one,
I sit in on
yes.
there, watch me. What? Well, let me start. Good thing that you know what we're trying to do.
Yes, I heard about the other grant, the USAID grant, and I spoke to Telly about it today. Right?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
better get up to
so
it.
that
You like me.
particular one, that one will be a perfect fit.
Right. And
Right,
I guess
for
you
the
know my daughter's email address.
Yes, I do.
Yes, because she has written 2 grants that were successful so far.
Yes, I
So
do.
we got to do something for ourselves. And all the farmers try, from farm to table, try is able. And Pastor Morton and they.
Yes.
Because the farmers and trees.
Yes,
Yes.
the grant that she spoke to, the Indian grant, that one, it came out this week. It just came out this week, but the deadline is very close. It is next week, Friday. So
Well, in that case,
we have
if
less
you
than a
could
week.
if they could assign one person to do the writing of the grant,
So we have about 1 week to get that grant in, and that is why I
And they
wanted
just
to
tell
have.
you all about it?
Yes, that is why I wanted
anyway.
to get the publicity out there so that persons could be aware.
Because that's a small business. They write grants. I wonder if they would be able to do it.
I don't know. But
So
I
all
will
of you
contact
in
Mr.
the- what do you
Bergen.
call
I
them?
will
The
contact Mr.
farmers.
Bergen about it for the St. Kitts Nevis persons with
Yeah,
disabilities
because
association.
when grant sharing, you get as much as you can. So, Ms. Shiverton, I expect you, to do your part for us. You're
will.
part of us.
Yes.
And in the thing with the neem tree, let me go back to the.
Yeah, the neem oil.
Yeah, but the tree said they could keep away the insects too.
Yes. Yes, the tree itself, if you realize around, when you look at a neem tree, there are hardly any other trees or other plants that are growing around the neem tree.
Maybe mosquito for them. I used to live in a house down the road on Carl Street on the corner there. A big neem tree, but maybe it depends on the direction of the wind.
Well, it keeps
So
away
I am
certain
saying,
types of...
so back to the neem tree. Has anybody tried creating or getting slips so that they could give to farmers to put around their farms?
Not that I know of, but it is easily
Well, this
propagated.
is what I'm saying. If we know that, there are one in the square, there's a big one right there by the convent fence, by the hole. You know?
Yes.
Because maybe they can be reproduced from branches. I keep saying to myself, why we don't do that?
Because one of the reasons is because most of the farmers now, they don't want to use organic chemicals because they take a while to work,
I
and
know,
they
but
prefer to
if
use
you
the
don't plant
synthetic
them,
ones.
then you're still behind.
That's true.
You know, and you know what we call rainfall bush. You know the rainfall bush tree?
No, I don't know that one.
Not sure.
You know rainfall bush?
No, explain.
That's what we call it in town.
Another trumpet
They
bush,
use it to
different lights?
feed. They put them around animal farms, and they feed the animals with the leaves. They call them St. Vincent something in Jamaica.
I'm not aware,
you know,
but just tell us about it, though. Just elaborate.
But not a long time ago in my days, when your mother washing, she sent you for a branch of the rainfall tree. It bears some beautiful purple flowers with peat pods. They could come tall. And you're from country, no? Maybe town people. But this man who had a farm had a, what's his name again? Juni. I think it's Juni. You know Juni, I mean, right?
Familiar?
He used to work as an architect at the planning unit. He had a farm. I think it was sponsored by CDB or something. And so they plant them. So back to now in terms of the bees and whatnot, has anybody ever considered having a beehive in the area where you got these farms?
Well, I was speaking to King Socrates about that, in that
What about bee bush?
The drive is to...
You see bee bush scarce now? When we were growing up, that is where you get bees. So maybe if you plant the bee bush on the fence.
They attract.
You remember bee bush?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, they're good attractor of...
Generally, most flowers are good attractors for bees.
Yeah, but how they go in bunches, you know, the amount they have?
Yes.
So I am glad to hear you into agriculture. Just remember, the Association of Persons with Disability trying to start a farm up at St. Peter's, somewhere to the back of the community center.
Yes, I'm aware.
And this week they were supposed to put in the planting boxes. So we're getting serious. So please, if you can contact Mr. Bergen or Tony Mills so that they could see if they could get somebody. They could even try travel, I don't know.
Okay, will do. Definitely. I will do, definitely.
I'm going to tell her, you know.
I know.
I don't know if she have time, but I'm going to tell her still.
Okay.
She always help her mother because I love the association. All right, then.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much
you.
for that contribution. Sister Henry, always look forward to hearing from you. What is a good afternoon to Mr. Othniel Heiliger, proprietor. He's owner of what we call the Orges building down there in Camps. And Tobago Sugar up in New York listening. And for the folks who are sending in their contribution, Ms. Shiverton, we go back to the phone lines. Call your live on Voices. Good day, caller. You're live on Voices.
Hi, good afternoon, the King.
Africa, welcome to the program.
And good afternoon to your esteemed guest, Shiverton.
Good afternoon.
And I love the work that you are doing. And you're placing a lot of emphasis as to why you're doing it, because you want your people, your nation to be healthier. It's for far too long. We have been eating the same diet, the same, what they call staple. Don't mind the breadfruit. The breadfruit is all good. But there's something in our diet that is really causing us that. And from time of antiquity, where you will hear, let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food.
Yes.
If that was the case, we wouldn't have been dying like the way we are dying now. Not that we will live forever.
Agreed.
Like the amputees and, you know, the diabetes and the hypertension and the non-communicable, those diseases,
yes,
they wouldn't be pervading our community the way that they does. So I like how you're tying in your agriculture with a healthy diet, because if we providing we have the type of food that we have a choice, I think it would be prudent for us to choose a healthier diet. It seems that we're living as if we don't really have no choice, because the healthy foods are so expensive that we just think about the belly full. No. I'm in line. Sorry. I tell you, I'm in line, Jay.
You're in line, in the bank line or online with us? Which one?
Sorry. So yes, that's just the thought that I wanted to present. Okay, so keep on doing what you're doing. Keep up the good work, and I'm in 100% full support of what you're doing.
Thank
okay?
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution. Are there any calls at the moment? Okay, if not, we're going to go downtown. We just took a commercial break, did we? Since we started, have we? We're going after. Okay, let's give a little credit to our sponsors, and we'll be right back with a chance of forming little thoughts. Thank you. Yes.
Riddle this, riddle that. Horseman's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store is again giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash back for free groceries with every hire purchase. We'll be giving back this coupon season. Happening now. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash back coupons to all our hire purchase customers this coupon season. Starting now until December 2023. You get absolutely free groceries with every hire purchase at our Horseman's Furniture and Appliances stores on St. Kitts Nevis and our Ashley Home Store on St. Kitts. So riddle this. Where can you get quality furniture and appliances at great prices with a flexible FlexPlay plan and with absolutely free groceries with every hire purchase? Riddle that. Cashback at Horseman's Furniture and Appliances on St. Kitts Nevis and our Ashley Home Store on St. Kitts. Riddle this, riddle that. Horseman's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store is giving you over $250,000 in cashback and a chance to win free groceries for a year. Riddle that cashback. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
This is a public service announcement.
Brace yourselves for the ultimate shopping extravaganza that you've been waiting for. Get ready to be blown away because double cashback coupon season has officially landed at Horseman's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store. Can you feel the excitement in the air? It's that magical time of year when Horseman's paves the way to your dreams by giving away millions in free groceries with every FlexPlay hire purchase.
Oh wait, there's more to this phenomenal offer.
Hold on to your seats because this is your chance to win an entire year of free groceries through the exhilarating double cashback season, double cashback promotion. Wait, did I mention it's double cashback coupon season at Horseman's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store? Don't delay, come in today before it's too late and snatch up your double cashback coupons for absolutely free groceries. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Welcome back to today's presentation of Voices. We are about 30 minutes down past 1 o'clock. Are there any callers on lines? I want to say good afternoon to Mr. Arthur Heiliger once again. Hey, big man. I want to thank you for introducing me to the very dynamic Arthur Shiverton on Sunday, the first time we met. Is that correct?
Officially.
Is you Pong in you?
Everybody knows King Socrates thinking, Socrates. I'm nervous here.
Yeah, we met on Sunday, and I said very much impressed with you, and here we are today on Friday. It's Fantastic Friday. It's payday downtown, so we're going to another weekend. We survived without any major incident. The passage of Tropical Depression Philippe, and some farmers, of course, would have sustained some damage to the crops. One called Chiefy, he lost over 100 banana trees. He showed a clip, and so the greenhouses will go a long way in, I won't say alleviating, but protecting crops from such damages from natural disasters. Depends on what you're growing. Because I know he's a very hard-working farmer. He's also a taxi operator. And he showed a clip of all the damage done to his farm. In terms of the approach that you're advocating, how would a natural disaster, or like what we saw last week, how would that impact on such an environment?
For the greenhouses, they have to be strong enough to tolerate a certain capacity, a category of winds. But of course, for harsh hurricanes, what's recommended is that you allow for the winds to be able to pass through.
Okay.
Right, so that they wouldn't lift off the structure. So that has to be taken into consideration, those wind factors. But on the inside, like you said, the plants have some level of protection.
Okay.
Right?
Are there any other pluses?
For the greenhouses, protects the plants definitely from the rain. And it, in terms of for the weather.
And one of the biggest scourges to the farming community, the monkeys.
I'm sorry, I didn't think about the monkeys because for my farm I have electric fencing. I have a solar electric fence. So my monkey friends, they don't visit me as often.
All right. Would that be, could that be dangerous to humans, kids, according to the location?
It can be. It can be.
So you have proper signage?
Yes. So what you need to do is you put the electric fence high enough that they cannot reach it, or you have proper signage.
Okay. In terms of the average greenhouse, though, without the use of electronic fences, would that be a very, very effective form of protection? Of protecting your
the crops from monkeys and pests? Oh, yes. Yes, that definitely will help in terms of protecting the crops from pests.
All
that is an added level of protection.
Added level of protection.
Yes.
Okay. It was important to learn that because farmers up there knocking heads, how do we avoid the devastation? They can call somebody by shooting them, trapping them, etc. But then there's a guesstimation as to primate population. You have any information on that?
No, but I heard that they outnumber significantly.
Of course. More and more we actually encroaching into where they live and eat and feed. So, where you get your check?
Well, I personally think we should have open season on the monkeys. Everyone would not agree with me, but I've heard other countries really enjoy the genuinely, fully organic tree mutton.
You're going to lose me on that one. You're going to look. Carl Brown is a big advocate for that. For years, he's been saying, feed it to the tourists. So, nah. Years ago in St. Thomas, I was having this conversation with a guy from St. Lucia. And he was, all you're saying is people eat monkey. I said, but all you eat cat? He said, yes, man. Every weekend we go downtown with a bag, go over shoulder and a big sticker here. Bow, meow, bow, meow. And he was boasting about how they eat cat is cultural. We here in Guadeloupe, donkey meat is a delicatessen, stuff like that. But there are a lot of folks who frown on monkey. Some fellas boast about taking the monkey's hand as a spoon to eat rice and so on. And, I have an issue with that. I have an issue, but you... some eat cat, some eat monkey. But it's a scourge to the farming community, and there has to be an alternate way. I understand they brought somebody here from Cuba some years ago to deal with culling, and no surefire solution. So the farmers still have my sympathy. You have a solution. You got electrical fence. You want to get friends, as they call them. I was driving up from Carbon okay, let's take this call. Caller, good day. You're live on Voices.
Yes, good afternoon, me again. Miss Shiverton?
Yes, good day.
You know, I kept wondering, would there be a difference in the production of crops? What is the difference between those that use fertilizers and those that are done, or we call naturally? Is there a big difference in the output?
There could be a big difference. I won't deny it. The ones that use the synthetic fertilizers, they tend to mature they tend to mature quicker sometimes, and in terms of their weight, they can be heavier and bigger, so they can look more robust.
Because I kept thinking about it, because it depends on what.
Yeah, but even though they looked more robust, their nutritional value is not so. Their nutritional value is much less.
Has anybody ever measured it? Has anybody ever measured it?
Yeah, there are studies that have been measuring it. Not
I
studies
kept wondering,
here locally, but there are studies that have been measuring it. They're measuring the nutritional value of organic produce versus.
But you see, in the old time days, like we said, our parents, when my father used to have what we call mountain ground. That's what we used to say, not in a farm and holding. That mountain ground, whether they're on highland or lowland.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't recall them using anything, and if they would take it to the mountain. The animal, it was usually from the pen, the cattle pen.
Yes, the animal manure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
But how easily accessible is that?
Well, it is easily accessible because we have many we have many livestock farmers, in fact.
Oh, because I hear people complaining about the cattle and whatever. So maybe Mr. Politics could sell.
Yeah, because he complains about maybe the transportation is that not.
No, you're selling it. You put it in the price.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I kept thinking about it,
Well, what I use, I access animal manure from farmers who have sheep, as well as farmers who have chickens, and also farmers who rear rabbits. Rabbit manure is very good because you can actually incorporate it right away. It doesn't burn your crops. As well as sheep manure to some extent. It can be incorporated pretty quickly. The chicken manure, it is very good. However,
you make the green thing with the leaves and story and stuff?
Oh yes, I make a green manure using leaves and weeds that I pull up from my crops. I incorporate all of those to make a green
But that's
manure.
interesting, because my daughter, all good, my daughter. My daughter did the course, Helen Daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Out of St. Lucia, you know about it, right?
Yes, I know of it, yes.
Did you do it?
No, I want to be in the next cohort. I asked to be included in the next
It was
cohort.
advertised the other day on the radio.
Yes.
We did do everything, and then you already have an IT background.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that would encourage more women, because we went there as extra hands.
Mm-hmm.
Your father or your boyfriend or your children father have a farm.
Mm-hmm.
And you went to read, maybe you plant a little something,
Yes.
But when you have women taking this step forward and owning their own farm, there were a few who own farms, And it can bring in income because we depended on it. So I want to encourage the women get to know Miss Shiverton. Go online and check the Helen Daughters thing. It is out of St. Lucia. But they train people in other islands.
Yes.
I don't know if this card started, but I heard it advertising the other day.
Yeah, I think the recent cohort is ongoing already, but
it started already?
Yes, but I'm looking to join the next.
Yes, so pass on the information, because while you're working in the office in the afternoon, you could go and do your little farming, get extra money. You see, Mr. D'Souza, I admire him. You know D'Souza.
Of course,
Yes.
he's one of my admirers. He was
Yes.
He's my
Every
math
Saturday,
teacher.
permanent secretary, Monday to Friday.
On the weekends at the market,
Down the market, selling his stuff.
on the fence outside. Socrates, where you want today? I want papaya.
Yeah, you good order. You know, so some people got, oh, well, I can't be seen doing that. You know, we have a lot of pride, right? But he does a very good job. Good afternoon, Mr. D'Souza. Good afternoon to all those at the market what I missed since I can't see this type of man. So good afternoon to all the farmers. And please, if you're interested, contact Miss Uno and Miss Shiverton and all of those. We want to see agriculture progress. All right, then.
Thank you. Thank you, Sister Henry. We go back to the phone lines. Caller, you're live on Voices. Go to caller, you're live on Voices.
Yeah, good day, man.
Yes, sir. How about thou?
Pretty good, man. Yeah, good day to you and your guests, man.
Miss Shiverton.
Great day to the tone down there.
In terms of
great topic. Yeah, man. I mean, get away from the politics for a minute, man.
I hear you. This is great content.
Great topic, man.
Yes, go ahead. Make your point. Go ahead.
I wanted to say something, right? Recently, right? I saw something on my phone, right? Earlier I was gonna call in and ask you to, get the ladies' take about the monkey situation. And if you finally, got to that point. But I was seeing something on my phone earlier, like, a couple of days ago, whatever, right? They're starting to use the trailers in them to outfit them and farm inside of them. Like grow crops inside of the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
And you know something? It's not only until when the monkey question came up just now, I realized one of the good thing about using those trailers, you'll be able to keep the monkeys out. Not unless you give the monkeys the keys now to the door.
Monkeys. But I got you.
All right, man. Have a good afternoon, man.
All right. Good afternoon.
26 minutes down past 1 o'clock, and we got about 4 minutes to go. We have the lines open still for our callers to engage, Ms. Shiverton, and we will have you give out your contact information, your website, your stuff like that, so people, can find you when they need you. We have a caller? Okay. So, Ms. Shiverton, you would have made quite an impact and impression on our listeners and viewers. I don't know where Chris Collins is today. I would like to have him to weigh in on the whole monkey thing. Where you said that in some countries the open war clearly warn the monkeys and they serve them in restaurants. We're gonna find out if Chris Collins ever had any tree mutton, call it.
Yes.
I almost got caught once. The church was having, a fundraiser and I was
The
passing
Anglican
by.
Church.
And the guy said, you got a tree mutton. So I show up. But the way he said it, so I asked him, where's it again? he said, tree mutton. I said, don't even try that.
The true organic meat.
Yes, but it will take a mindset for me to, get into that, right? But it's one way of helping the farmers, and it creates, it impacts the import bill. We don't have to import all that meat. Is right here. Just one way of saying it. Now, Peter had a problem with that. The animal rights activists, even though they utilize in the what we call the farm, the facility down there, where they use them in research to find cures for AIDS, Alzheimer's, and it was something else. And they show that they do a good job.
Yes.
Even at the medical school, their sacrifices have to be made using animal for that research. But Peter had a problem. And so even though that facility is doing great scientific work, they have to keep much of the information on the cover, so to speak, because these people can come and demonstrate and shut down the country and stuff like that. But we got about 2 minutes to go, Ms. Shiverton, and the rest of the program is yours. Send out your appeal, how you can be reached, what your goal is. 2 minutes is a lot and not a whole lot, but it's all yours.
All right. My thrust and my hope is that within St. Kitts and Nevis, we will change the way we eat and the way we look at food. The food that we consume, we should look at consuming pesticide-free food, organic food, more naturally grown and locally grown foods where possible. I would like to encourage even our local farmers to look towards sustainable farming, look towards using less pesticides and fertilizers that are synthetic, and use more organic fertilizers. You reuse the products that we have, because we have to think of what you call the circular economy. It's about reusing what is in our ecosystem. So reuse as much as possible of the organic waste that we have. Reuse the dung from the animals, the animal dung from, let's say, the cattle and the sheep and goats and the chicken farms, utilizing the dungs from those, making our own compost so that we can enrich our soils, increase the organic matter level in our soils.
Okay.
Use more natural additives, use our natural neem oils.
Last question, apart from your contacts, because we're actually out of time. When are you back? Is it worth your time to come back and...
Yes, it is worth my time to come back if there are persons out there who can be educated. Of course it is. I cannot say specifically when I can be back, but I can be back before the end of the year. My contact number, though, in the meanwhile, is 662-9156. You can also reach me at Kittition Bloom, that's my handle, and at kittitionbloom.com.
Okay. When you say Kittition Bloom, I thought it's a Kittition Bloom, that's your handle. Now with the handle boom, right? A bit of humor. I want to thank you and let you know it's been an absolute pleasure having you join us here at the studios of WINNFM 98.9. And if the opportunity arises, anything happen between now and when you plan to come back, let us know, and we'll be happy to have you hosted here. To our many viewers and listeners, it's Friday. It's the 6th day of October. And until November 1st, we're still in the Atlantic hurricane season, so be mindful. Give yourself some time to make sure that you dot all the I's, cross all the T's. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I would say, God bless, be kind to your neighbors. What can we say? It's been a most wonderful program, and we'll see you on the other side on Monday.
Horses Value Mart IGA specials running September 21st through October 4th. The more you shop, the more you save. Get double points on all grocery food items and meats until the end of September, and in the month of October, double points on dairy and grocery non-food items. Now our Value Club Blue Tag specials. Bigelow teas $10.99. Essential Everyday Grated Parmesan Cheese $11.99. Yoplait yogurt $3.99.